I'm Jen, this is Sean, this is Elsa, and we are FrightFest.
And in this podcast, Paul McEvoy talks to Paul Solet, who joined us in Glasgow for the premiere of his film Grace. Alan Jones talks to I Sell the Dead director Glenn McQuaid. Paul dropped into the Phoenix to talk to festival regular Chris Fowler. His new book Paperboy has just been published. And finally, Paul talks to Emily Booth about her role in Jake West's new film Doghouse.
I'm here with Paul Solet, director of Grace, which we'll be screening later on this afternoon. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you.
This is your first time in Glasgow, in fact your first time in England. How are you finding it so far?
I'm having a great time, man. I'm having a great time with you cats. I've been taken very, very good care of.
Grace started out life as a short film. Was it always the intention to make it into a feature?
Yeah, actually, it started as a feature script, and what happened was, I wrote the script, and it started getting around a little bit, and people liked it, but it was very difficult. It's very difficult to get somebody to give you the money to direct your first film. Mm-hmm. So it became clear that the only way to I really believe in this film, the only way to sort of get it done, the way I really felt it needed to be done was to find a way to, get me on the project. And it's only fair that, financiers want proof that you have the chops to pull it off.
Was it the same cast in the short that ended up being in the feature, or was it a totally different cast?
Totally different cast. So a totally awesome cast as well. Just two great casts that are absolutely totally different and brought so much stuff to the table. They're very different films.
How did you meet Adam, who's the producer of the film?
We premiered the short at a Fangoria convention in Burbank at the Weekend of Horrors, and in 2006, and Adam was there promoting Hatchet, and people kept telling him, "Hey, go see this film, go see this film, go see this film," and he was like, "I'm busy, I'm really busy," and he was really busy, and and he basically, I think he eventually saw me walking around with a dead baby and a baby Bjorn covered in blood, which, so you don't have a publicist, you know what I mean? You're your own publicity, you know what I mean? So yeah. I would put this dead baby and a baby Bjorn, and he saw that, and he was like, that's disgusting and in poor taste, and I need to go see the short. So he saw it, and he loved it.
This is the UK premiere that we're having today. How has the film played so far in festivals?
Yeah, we did. We premiered in the States at Sundance, which was phenomenal. We had... there was this whole hoopla because we had two people pass out at our premiere, which was sort of really unexpected. It's really not that kind of film exactly, but sure. It was flattering. This is a great thing for a genre director. You're getting under somebody's skin enough that you're actually making them lose consciousness. Is wonderful.
When's the movie coming out in America? It's coming out from Anchor Bay, isn't it?
Yeah, Anchor Bay has it. Release plans are still speculative, so we don't have a date yet, but coming relatively soon.
Well, here we are at Glasgow FrightFest. We're all having a great time, and joining me is Glenn McQuaid, the director of I Sell the Dead. So sell it to me, Glenn.
I Sell the Dead, it's a period horror comedy about two grave robbers just making their way through life. One evening they find a corpse with a stake through the heart, and they're quite innocent, quite naive, so they pull it out and antics ensue.
Now, it's fair to say that this is a short of yours from 2005 that's been expanded, and that was called The Resurrection Apprentice.
Yeah.
So is that correct? I mean, have you used the same sort of footage in the movie, or how's it worked?
Yeah, I mean, when I made the short film, I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. It was a standalone piece, but I really was enamored by the characters I created, so I decided to just continue writing for my grave robbers, Willie Grimes and Arthur Blake. And with this short film, I could use moments of it because basically I Sell the Dead, it's almost an anthology movie. The main protagonist is basically looking back in his life, so there's kind of pockets of different stories. So using that technique, I could use some of this short film and save on footage.
Now, Larry Fessenden was in the short, and of course he ended up producing this, and you actually have a backstory with Larry because you did the special visual effects on The Roost and Triggerman Ty West, who of course we actually have shown those movies. Yeah,
I mean, basically I'd seen Wendigo, and from Wendigo I went and saw some of his earlier movies like Habit and No Telling, and I was quite a fan of Larry, and one night I met him in a pub in New York and basically threw myself at him. And I come from a visual effects background, and I wanted to get away from what I was doing and get on set. So basically I sort of talked Larry into becoming a bit of a mentor of mine, allowing me on his sets, and in exchange I could, give him some visual effects work.
Well, I mean, what are you doing next? What have you got planned?
I'm writing, and we'll see. I'm in touch with some people in Ireland. My hopes are to get a sort of a more, I suppose, in more of an intimate kind of domestic piece off the ground in Ireland. Where I Sell the Dead, we're off on boats and islands and cemeteries. I wanted to sort of set something in and around someone's home, and so I think I've got a sort of a home invasion type of movie. Ooh. Yeah.
We're here at the Phoenix for the launch of Mr. Christopher Fowler's brand new book, Paperboy. Tell us a bit about the book, Christopher.
It's about my love of writing and movies, and about the love of telling a good story or finding out what makes interesting stories. So it covers me from the age of about 10 to 15, which means all my kind of key movie-going moments and all my favourite lurid pulps and the EC horror comics and all the stuff I was told that was bad for me that made me a writer.
Very good. And how is this different to working in your usual kind of fictional writing? You've done lots of horror novels and thrillers and comedies. So how was this different?
Well, it's real, for a start. And it's based on the notebooks I kept when I was a kid. I kept reviews of every horror movie I ever saw, for example. And when I couldn't find stills to stick in these notebooks, I'd recreate the scene in plasticine and then photograph it and stick it in the book, which is kind of sad, really. So it's really a dredging through of my memory, which is probably like a lot of people's memories, the first forbidden, naughty books and films you ever read without your parents' permission.
What was the turning point in horror cinema? What was the film that was the most cathartic for you when you were growing up? What was the one that kind of made you think, Christ, this is the best genre?
Oh, this is going to age me, because we had a 16X certificate. You had to be 16 to get in. And I was like a real weedy geek, so I had like short trousers and a cap at sort of 13. And I looked very young. And I really wanted to go and see Plague of the Zombies and Dracula Prince of Darkness in the first double bill. I thought I might be able to scrape into. And my dad said, well, I'll take you, but for God's sake, take the cap off for a start. And we got there, and we were always 20 minutes late, whatever I saw with my dad. We missed the first 20 minutes. And I got in there, and I think Plague of the Zombies, it was just as the first plague victim, was falling out of the coffin. And I was like, I don't remember the rest of the evening. It was like sex. I think I really wanted a cigarette afterwards. It was just the most amazing thing I'd ever felt.
Any inklings now to do your later life story up to the present, or are you going to see how this goes first?
Yeah, I think I better see how this goes first. The publishers will probably tell me whether there's any mileage in it. I'd love to cover some more of the movie stuff. Yeah. Because as well as loving books, I'm a movie freak. So there's tons of stuff I'd love to cover there.
To win a copy of Chris's book, just go to the competition pages on the FrightFest website.
How does it feel to be back at the Prince Charles, Emily?
Oh, it feels brilliant to be back at the Prince Charles. I mean, this is kind of where it all began. And it's just got something ingrained in its very walls. I think it's containing a lot of sordid secrets and a lot of bodily fluids. I watched Cradle of Fear here at like 10 in the morning. Drunk, of course. It was 10 in the morning and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to see Cradle of Fear on the big screen, including my bosoms on the big screen. It's quite scary, so me and Alex Shandon had loads of vodka beforehand. It was great.
You're in Jake West's new film, aren't you, Doghouse? Can you tell us a little bit about your role in that?
Yes, I'm in Jake West Doghouse, as you just said. I play the Snipper. The Snipper is a hairdresser. It's good. It's like the Sniper, but Snipper. Yep. And she's always a zombie. All the women in the film are zombies, and you only ever see them as zombies. You don't see us change. They get to the village, these boys, and it's overrun by female zombies. So all the girls in the film are zombies, and it's brilliant. It's a comedy horror. Danny Dyer's in it. Mm-hmm. Noel Clarke from Doctor Who, and Stephen Graham. And I sort of castrate people. Okay. I'm not very nice. I know, watch it. But you don't, it's kind of comedy horror, so you don't really sort of see anything too nasty. But there is a lot of good gore in it.
Have you got anything else planned, or?
Well, I'd love to do another movie. I'm supposed to be doing another movie, but The Reverend, we're waiting for that to be funded. What I'm doing at the moment is more producing. I'm producing, hopefully, a little series for Zone Horror called Behind the Screams. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm kind of taking a sort of producer's role as well this year, which is quite exciting. Yeah.
Well, it's lovely to have her back. Emily Booth.